So in our previous class, we have seen how to handle different type of drop downs. Like we have seen a select type of drop down, then bootstrap drop down, hidden drop down, and also have uploaded one assignment auto suggestion drop down. Uh, I think you have seen that how to handle the Google search window. That's basically the dynamic drop down. Let me go through that script what we have done. So this is a script we have written for auto suggest dropdown. First of all, let me show you what is auto suggest dropdown, and which is also a dynamic dropdown because the data you will not get every time same. So let's go to Google page, and this is your Google search box, and here you can search for something, right? And here you can see as soon as you type some search string, you can see some auto suggestions here, and these values are dynamic because you will not get the same options every time, and also you will not get the options in the same order. The order can be changed, and the data also or the items will be changed. Okay, and the number of items can be also changed. So this data is not a constant data, so this is keeps changing based upon the search string. So in this case, we can capture this, we can do the same thing. Like once you provided your search string, we can find how many options are displayed here. Also, we can select one of the option and we can click on that option. For example, I type Selenium here, and in this we can select one of this option and like this, and then it will go to the actual page. So this is a dynamic drop down. So to handle this, what we can do is first we have to launch our page and maximize it. And this is the element, search box element. If I inspect this element, right click inspect, and so this is a text area box. It is just like an input box, text area. And there is a name attribute is here. Name attribute is q. So I have taken this attribute to find that element. So by dot name q dot send is of Selenium. I provided some text here inside the text box. And once you provided some text here, so the data comes from server. So which will take few seconds of time to fetch all these data. So let's wait for 5 seconds there. And after that, you can operate this data. So in this, what I have done is first I have captured all the options, and here XPath is most important. So we need to write one dynamic XPath. So if I inspect one option for now and go to selector hub. Okay, so if you look at this, these are all options are displayed dynamically, right? So if I go back and see the HTML under the UL tag, UL is nothing but a user list. Inside this, there is multiple li tags are there. Each and every li tag is representing one item, one search item. You can see this. Li is nothing but a list item. So each and every li tag is representing one item. And if you expand one of the li, inside this, there is again one more div tag. Inside this, there are multiple div tags. And where is exactly our item? So if I just expand this div tags, there are many div tags are there. So we need to find out exactly where is our element. Suppose I'm trying to inspect one element, let's say web drive. So inside the span, you can find this element, Selenium WebDriver. Inside the span, this value comes dynamically. Okay. And where is this span inside the div? This is again inside the div, div. And finally, all the divs are part of li tag. Okay. So let us write an XPath for this. And that XPath should match with all the elements. So first of all, where we can start, let us start from the parent element. So that is UL element. Okay. So from the UL element, we will start. And what are the elements are there? What are the attribute JS name, class, and role is there. So I'll take a role attribute. So by taking help of this role attribute, let us write an XPath //UL at the rate role equal to list box. Okay. And inside this role, there are many options are. They can see UL at the rate role equal to list box, and two elements are matching. When I take a role, two elements are matching. And inside this UL, uh, role equal to list box. And if you want, you can also take the class. I'm also taking the class list box and at the rate class equal to, you can specify the class attribute. Still two elements. So in that case, class is not needed. Okay, so let us have this. So two elements are currently matching in this. So we can say slash slash li. Now you can see 10 elements are matching. So all 10 such items are matching. But inside the li, the actual item is there inside the actual text is there inside the multiple div tags. And once you navigated all the div tags, you can find that option in the span tag. Okay, so now how we have written this inside the span tag. So let me find this option, one of this option. Yes, if I look at here, this is a span tag. And inside the span tag, you can find all these things, right? So what I can do is I can say li slash slash span. Now you can see exact all the texts are matching because inside the span, all the options are available. So I'll take this XPath. So this is also the right XPath. Yeah, B is present. That is also part of the span. So no problem. Because if you take B, only you will get a partial thing. And if I look at the search string, some part is normal and another some part is a bold letters, right? So that's the reason they put inside the B. Okay, so now if I inspect one of the element again, say this is entirely span tag. Everything is included in the span tag. Okay, and there are multiple tags you may have in between, but directly you can jump to the span tag because all these search options are available in the span tag. And all these are again part of the list, and all the lists are part of the user list, UL tag. So accordingly, we can write the XPath. So first we will go to UL tag, then list item. Okay, and if you want to specify uh, this attribute for list item also, you can specify presentation, role equal to presentation. So for the list item also, you have an XPath at the rate, role equal to presentation. Okay, and then directly jump to the span element. 50 elements are matching. When I say 50 elements are matching, I think this role is having many places. So let me remove this. I think there are other list items are having same thing. So again, you can see 50 elements are matching. So this is not the right one. We need to get exactly these options. Okay, let's see. Another XPath will work or not. So let me check this one. And this XPath will keeps changing. So I will put this XPath now. Okay, exactly 10 elements are matching. So let me show you the same XPath I have written. So slash slash UL role equal to list box because this is the UL. We have started from UL. Let me find this. Yeah, this is the UL role equal to list box. And inside this, I'm directly go to li tag. And inside this li tag, instead of span tag, I'm taking the div tag actually. So this is a li. Inside the li, there are multiple divs are there. And we need to find exactly in which div tag that item is present. Okay, actual tag is span tag, but maybe the other options are not there in the span tag. So we will take the parent one. The span is also part of the div tag. So we'll take the div tag. Okay, so if I look at this again, there are multiple div tags are there. This is a parent div tag. And there are again 3 div tags are there. So let's go to the first div tag, expand this. Okay, and find out where exactly that element is present. Okay, or else better to find one element. Okay, this is a span. Okay, so the role is option. Okay, I have taken this one. This is the element I have taken. Role equal to option. And each and every thing is an option here. So if I filter by using role equal to option, exactly we can filter 10 options. Okay, and this is the option I have taken. So where it is a second div tag. Okay, so li tag, li contains a one div tag, and inside this div, second div tag. So actually our element is present inside the second div tag. So second div tag, and inside this first div tag, and here role equal to option. This is the one I have taken. Role equal to option, and inside the role equal to option, li div role equal to option. So I have taken this XPath. So you can write this many ways. This is one of the way I have written, which is pointing exactly 10 elements. Okay, let me remove this one now. So two elements are showing, two elements. And if you say li, only li, 10 elements. But it is also, when I say just li, it is also it is also pointing these icons actually. Icons along with this everything is one web element it is taking, but I just want to eliminate these icons, such items. So I can just put some other option, div of role equal to option, role equal to option. So let us see span also. This is one XPath. We will try another XPath. Let us take this one. Yeah, many ways you can write XPath. If I take 50 elements are matching. I don't know where these 50 elements are coming from. Okay. 10 elements are matching. And inside this li, this is li div. We can skip all the div tags and we can directly jump to the span. Inside the li, we can directly jump to the span. // span. Okay, when I take a span element, again, it is giving 15 elements, 50 elements. Okay, so even if I take this one also, it is giving 50 elements. If I take role presentation, it is again giving 50 elements. So again, I'm going to the above one. So this one, here I've taken role equal to option. When I take role equal to option, the div of role equal to option, then it is giving. So instead of taking span tag, I can take this one. So div at the rate role equal to option. Okay, so if I take other attributes, it's giving 50 elements. Even if you take span or if you take this div role presentation, it is giving 50. It is not accurate value. So again, I'll go to the above parent, this one. So here I'm taking role equal to option. So then it is giving 10 elements. So this is the XPath which is correct. This is not the right one. Okay, so this XPath I can use to get all the options into the variable. I've created one variable called list. Okay, and then I can find the size of options, how many are there. And then I can read each and every option. I have written normal for loop. You can also write enhanced for loop. Suppose I want to select one of the option from that, you can just get each and every option. I just printed here. But normally, if you want to select one of the option, you can write a conditional statement. Like if list of get of I dot get text equal to this one, and the same option, click it. And after clicking it, we no need to go with the further option. As soon as you found the required option, just click it. And after clicking in that option, you no need to go further options. So immediately just say break. Okay, break it. So based on the condition, we can select the value from the dropdown. So here I passed something called Selenium. Let's go and execute. Okay, now you can see the search string provided and then list of options. Now I have clicked on Selenium. So it is a search string and I got all the links in the web page. So this is the way we can simply handle auto suggest drop down. This is auto suggest drop down. Means as soon as you put some string, it will show you all the required options. And same kind of scenario we already seen earlier in test automation form. This is Wikipedia tabs, right? The same here also, as soon as you type something, but here auto suggestions will not come immediately, but after clicking on the search, you will get these options. But in the Google form, as soon as you type something, even without clicking on search box, as soon as you type something, auto suggestions will come here. Okay. So this is a simple example. We can try this. So everybody's clear how to handle this auto suggest box. This is a one type of auto suggest, but you can see different types of auto suggest. So only everything is depends upon the XPath. Okay, some more drop downs are there. They are also auto suggest. I will give some links, video links. You can go through them. You can understand how to handle other type of auto suggest boxes. Okay, because this will be different, some one type to another type. So there are different type of auto suggestion boxes are there. So because developers will design them in the different ways, and the same approach may not be suitable for all kinds of auto suggest drop downs. Sometimes you need to change. We need to apply some different type of logics. Okay. So later I will share some of the videos related to the drop downs, and you can just go through and you can understand different type of drop downs. But these are the uh, normal drop downs most of the times we can see in our applications, right? So that's it. And based on this, you can just try other one. And what is this bjs.com? Yeah, this is also auto suggest drop down. Same, just like a Google, this is also auto suggest drop down. You guys can try this. Okay, this is the search box. As soon as you type something, uh, okay. Yeah, now we can see you're getting some options here. And also you're getting some products. This is also auto suggest. So you guys can try this. I put this as part of assignment. You guys can try this. Okay, now you try this. If you're not able to do, then I can explain that later. Okay, or I will do some coding and I'll upload it. But you can try this. That's not a big thing actually. It's an easy one. You can try. All right. Next one, today's session, we'll start with something called how to handle tables, web tables. Okay. In web tables also, there are different type of web tables we can see on our application. And on the table, most of the times we validate the data. The table contains the data. So we will capture the data and do some kind of validations. Okay. Basically, there are three kinds of tables we can see on our applications. Static web table, dynamic web table, and then pagination web tables. So static web table means what? There are fixed number of rows, fixed number of columns. Even data is also static. That will not change anytime. That's called static web table. And it is very easy to handle. And dynamic web table means what? The dynamic table, the data keeps changing. The data keeps changing. Even number of rows also keep adding. More number of rows keep adding, and sometimes rows will be reduced. The data is not fixed. The data is dynamically changing. That's called dynamic web table. And columns will be fixed. Okay, in the dynamic web table, columns will be fixed, but the rows, number of rows can be increased or reduced. The data also can be changed. And table with pagination means, suppose if the table contains 100 records, right? 100 rows. But in the first table, it will show only few records. In the second page, it will show a few more records like that. That's called pagination table. So for example, sample table I'm showing, but we will see this actual in real-time applications. If I look at this, this is a static table. Fixed number of rows, fixed number of columns. The data also won't change, the fixed type of data. This is one type of web table, static table. Pagination means what? This is a pagination. So currently 5 records are displayed. If I go to the next page, then it will show you some more records. Again, if you go to the next page, some more records. Next page, some more records. This is called pagination table. Okay, this is called pagination table. And this pagination table design can be different ways or designs are there. The same design you cannot find. Okay, let me show you. Uh, but it is little bit tough to handle the dynamic pagination tables. But we will also see how we can handle pagination tables later. So for example, I'll show you a sample pagination table. So admin open cart. Yes, the table with multiple pages is called pagination table. So I'm just logging into this site. This is, I'm just showing the pagination table, how it will be in the real-time applications. Okay, so if we go back to the customers. Okay, this is another type of pagination table. You can see there are some customers list is displaying customer name, email address, group status, and added everything. And if you go to the next one, next page, you can see some more details. And you can navigate this each and every page. There are almost 1904 pages are there in this table. And in the first, each and every page, it is displaying only 10 records. Okay. So this is also a pagination table, but this is a little bit complex to handle, but we will see that also. But before directly going to this, we will see basic level tables. We will try to understand actually how to handle the table, what are the tags we can find in HTML, and how to write a dynamic XPath and how we can pass parameters to the XPath. We have to learn few more concepts before jumping into this table. Okay, so we'll see that also. So static web table means what? The data is static, that will not change. So this is the example. So you can see book name, other subject, price, and everything. This is called static table. No change. Every time same data, same number of rows, same number of columns. Everything is same. Dynamic web table means what? The data keeps changing and also number of rows keeps adding. That's called dynamic table. Okay, for example, let's go to Orange HRM application. And here you can see dynamic table. Okay, so once you log in into this, okay, so you can just go to admin. See, this is our dynamic table actually. This is also table, but this is a more dynamic. So here you can say user names, user roles, employee names, status, actions. And here the columns are fixed, but the data keeps adding or keeps removing, deleting. So suppose if you want to remove some record here, I can just remove it. So now number of rows are reduced. One record is got removed. So this is a dynamic table. The data is not fixed every time. Okay, and pagination table means this is a pagination table. You can keep changing the pages and you can read the data. So these are the three different type of tables. Now in the today's session, we will try to handle the static table. And in the next sessions, we will see. So pagination in the sense, this is also dynamic table because the data is also keeps changing here. This is pagination plus dynamic web table. Okay, both are satisfied here, dynamic as well as pagination table. Okay, so if in the dynamic web table, if I just add pages, that becomes a dynamic and pagination table. So that we will see later tomorrow. And today we will focus mainly on the static table because we want to learn some basics from the web table and then only we can handle other type of tables. So let's start with the static table first. I'll show you all the tables. First, we'll start with the static table. So you can see this is a simple, basic, very basic table, and we'll try to understand what are the different type of operations we can do on this table. Okay. So if you inspect this table, first let us try to understand about the tags. What are the tags we can find in HTML? So if you look at here, the table is a tag. You can see the table tag, which is pointing the entire table. And there is an attribute called name equal to book table. And if you expand this table, and you can see the T body tag. Table contains a T body. T body means table body. It is representing the entire body of the table. And inside the T body, you can find multiple TR tags. Every TR is representing one table row. How many rows are in this? Those many number of TRs you can find inside the T body. So how many number of rows are there in the table? There are equivalent TRs you can find inside the T body. So you can see every TR is representing a table row. Now, if I expand the first TR, you can see the TH tags. So TH is representing table header. So here book name, other, subject, price. So these are four items are there. These four are the table headers. So TH is representing table header. In each TH, there is a header name is present. This is a first TR. So first row is what? Header. First row is considered as a header. Now if you go to the second TR, now from the second TR, actual data is started. So this data is represented with the TD tag. TD is representing table data. So in the second TR, you can see TD tags. Each TD is having table data. Same thing is continued for every TR. So third TR, again multiple TDs are there. Fourth TR, again multiple TDs. So these TDs are representing the table data in the particular row. So this is a structure of the web table. So the table tag contains a T body. T body contains a TRs. TR is nothing but a table row, and the first TR contains a table header. From the second TR, it is started table data, TD tags. And this is very, very important. So this is the hierarchy of the table. Okay, but sometimes some web tables you may not find TR tag for the heading. Okay, they can put directly TH tag. Okay, so this keeps changing again table to table, but these are the tags we can find in every table, but the order can be different. So hierarchy same, table, T body, inside the TRs, each TR contains a table header. Okay, now let us try to do some operations on this table. So let's go to Eclipse and create a new package for today. This is a static table. Okay, so first of all, I launch my page and everything. So import this web driver. And this is implicit weight, and this is a page, and this is a maximizing the web page. Okay. Now the first operation I'm going to do in this page. So I want to find total number of rows in a table. So I want to find total number of rows in a table. In this particular table, I want to find total number of rows. There are two different approaches are there. So if you want to find total number of rows, one approach is simply we can find number of TRs, because every TR tag is representing row, right? So if you count a number of TRs in a table, that is exactly equivalent to number of rows. So for example, I'm writing one XPath here. First we go to the table, and there is a name for the table, right? What's the name attribute? At the rate name equal to book table. Book table. So now this is matching with entire table, one single table. And inside this slash slash, I'm directly go to T. Now we can see 7 elements. So this XPath is returning all the rows from a table. This XPath is returning all the rows from a table that is exactly equal to number of rows. So by using this XPath, we can capture. The first requirement is find total number of rows in a table. So now we can say driver dot find elements by dot XPath. Okay, now I can put XPath because this one is returning 7 elements. 7 elements in the sense 7 rows are exactly matching. So when I say slash slash tr, I can just keep a t body. As t body, I can skip. If you want, you can put t body also. I can say t body. Same value will get. But between whatever elements are there, I can keep them right in the relative XPath. So I can say slash slash tr. So this XPath will return all the TRs that I'm going to store in a variable. Or what I can do is you can simply use dot size method directly because this will return multiple web elements. Every row is considered as a web element. Every row is considered as a web element. So once you get this, at top of it, I'm using size method because this will return the list collection, right? A list of all the TRs. On top of it, I'm using size method. So this will count a number of TRs. That means number of rows that I can store in a variable, integer rows. Okay, now I can just print. So number of rows is what? Rows. So this is the one approach. You can write an XPath which is pointing all the rows or which is capturing all the rows in a table, and then you can count it. Yes. Okay, so this is one approach. So we got 7 rows. Columns are represented by TH. Yes. So some tables you will have a separate column is separate tag. Column is included in the separate tag that is called TH. Yeah, TH is also specified. But in this table, I have a TH which is representing the columns as of now. So these are columns which are representing table header, TH tag. And this TH is a part of the TR tag. First row contains a header part. Yes, you are right. Okay, now we find out the number of rows in a table. So how we have done, we have find out all the rows and then on top of it, we apply size method that is return number of rows. This is one approach. There is another approach. Suppose instead of writing XPath, I can use a tag name. I can say driver dot find elements by dot tag name. So what is the tag name of all the rows? TR, right? So that I can specify here. And this will also return all the rows. It will also return all the rows. And then I can find a size. So this is also correct. Inter rows. Okay, but when I execute this, earlier we got a 7, right? So now we'll see how many we'll get. So now this time we got a 14. What is the problem in this is actually counting the rows from all the tables which are present in your web page. Okay. So this particular tag name of TR, because in the same page, there are multiple tables are there. This is one table, this is another table is also there. So this table is also having TRs, right? So basically what this tag name of TR will do, this is counted TRs or table rows from all the tables which are present in the web page. That's the reason we are not getting the right one. So, but this is the right way. Okay, this is also correct. But when we have to use this one, when we have to use this one, if we have only one single table in your web page, if we have a one single table in your web page, then you can use this approach, tag name of TR. single table in the web page. Okay, then it will work properly. You can get the all the TRs from the table by using tag name. But if you have a multiple tables in your web page, if you have a multiple tables in the web page, then better to write a exact XPath to capture the TRs from the particular table, because we are writing the locator for the particular table here, right? So we are capturing the TRs from the particular table. Okay. So if we have a multiple tables in a web page, then it is preferred. Okay. This is preferred if you have a multiple tables. If you have a one single table in your web page, then you can go with this approach. Both are correct. But the second approach is not recommended if you have a multiple tables. Okay. Just remember that point. So now currently I have a multiple tables. I use first. So this will give you 7 rows present in a table. How does it returns the TR of the book table? Because we specified in XPath, right? We specify in XPath. In XPath, we specify the TR tag. So it will return all the TRs from the table. And in other way, we can also specify the tag name. Whenever I say tag name of TR, this will return the TR of TR tags, all the TRs from the table. So we use find elements anyway. Okay. So in the second option, we are not specified a specific table. So it is returning TR from all the tables. That is a problem in the second. But if you have a single table, there is no problem. It will also return the right one. Okay. Now, similar way, we can also find a number of columns in a table. Find total number of columns in a table. So how to find a total number of columns in a table? Again, we need to count a number of columns and where exactly the columns are present in the first TR tag, right? The T body in the first TR, actual columns are present. So first we need to go to the first TR tag and we need to find out how many THs are there because the TH is representing header or column. So if you count how many THs are there, that is exactly equal to number of columns, right? So we will write an XPath for this. Now go to the book table. In the book table, I'll go to first TR, slash TR. 7 elements are matching. But in which TR we have to go first TR? So we need to say index number 1. When I say TR of 1, now it is pointing header exactly. You can see this. When I say TR of 1, first row it is pointing. When I say TR of 2, second row pointing. When I say TR of 3, next row is pointing. Okay. So to count the header part, how many columns are there? We need to go to the first row. So I say 1. Inside this, I have a TH tag. So I can say TH. Now 4 elements are there. So exactly equal to 4 columns are there. So can we try to reduce this XPath? Can we reduce this XPath by removing this TR of 1? Because the entire table, the TH tag is present only in this place. And other TRs don't have a TH tag. Right? Can we remove this TR of 1? Yes, we can remove this. Now still it is giving 4 elements. It is directly jumped to the TH. So now we can use this XPath to capture the number of columns or headers. Driver dot find elements by dot XPath. Okay, dot size. So this will exactly return number of columns. So that I can print here number of columns. Done. Let's execute. Okay, so number of columns are 4. Can we use tag name here? Tag name. Driver dot find elements by dot tag name of what? th, right? All the th tags I can capture. Dot size, store in as a variable. Now you can see. So previously it is written 4. Now we'll see what this will return. See, 8 is returning because it is also counting from other tables. So same approach again. So the first one, XPath, is preferable if you have a multiple tables. Multiple table. Now, if you have a single table, then this is a preferable. Single table. Okay, currently this is not applicable. But there are two different ways we can capture it, by using XPath or by using tag name. So mostly preferable is XPath. If you have a single table in a web page, then you can use a tag name. Okay, nothing wrong in that. So this is how we can find number of rows and a number of columns in a table. Now the next operation. So everything is depends on the tags only. So we will count the number of tags, tr tags, that is equal to number of rows. When you count number of th tags, that is exactly equal to number of columns. Now, the next requirement is, suppose I want to read data from specific row and column. Read data from specific row and column. I want to read data from specific row and column. XPath is most important, right? So when you're working with the tables. Okay, now I want to capture some data from this table. Let's say I want to capture this one, master in Selenium. So that is the data I want to capture. So how we can capture this? If you inspect that element, see, I'm inspecting this element, it is giving one XPath. Okay. Will this XPath works every time? So this XPath will capture master in Selenium. And whichever row or whichever column it is, it doesn't matter. So wherever it is in this table, this XPath will able to capture this one. But now my requirement is I want to capture this from the specific row and a column. Specific row and column. So for example, in which row this value is present here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth row. And in which column it is present? First column. So my requirement is I want to capture the data from fifth row and first column. Okay, let's say an example, fifth row and first column. Fifth row and first column. Whatever data it has, doesn't matter. I want to capture this. Fifth row and first column. Then how we can write an XPath for this element? So let's try to write it. So I will go to the table first. Table tag. Table at the rate name equal to book table. I think T is uppercase. Book table. So now I went to table. And in the table, which row that element is present? Fifth row. So I can say slash slash dr. And it says slash slash tr. It is pointing all 7 rows. 7 rows. Now which row we want to go? Fifth row. So we pass the index 5, fifth row. Now exactly it is pointing. This XPath is pointing fifth row. So inside the fifth row, there are multiple TD tags are there. So which column data we want? Which TD you want? First TD. So slash slash TD of 1. TD of 1. So this is exactly pointing to the element. So whatever value is there inside in here, that will be captured. So tomorrow this values got changed. Still, this XPath will able to capture the value which is present in the fifth row and the first column. So this XPath I can use to capture the data. So driver.find element, we are capturing one single data. This is not TH. TH is representing header. TD, because from the second row, all these are present in the table data. You can see TD tags are there. TD is representing table data. TH is only for first row. Okay, if you want to capture the headers, you can use first TR and TH. But the rest of the rows are having TD, table data. Okay, so it should be TD of 1. So now I'm trying to use this XPath. Driver.find element by.xpath. Okay, and this will return the element. But from that web element, we have to extract the text. So how can extract the text from the web element? So this will return the web element. So how to extract the text? Yeah, continue dot get text. Okay. So this will get the element, fifth row and first column. From that, we are extracting the text value. That is the actual value that I'm going to store in a string. I'll name it as a book name that I can print. So I can just print book name like this. Okay, so we can capture the data from specific row and specific column. Yeah, now you can say master in Selenium. So we can capture the data from specific row and a specific column. Just we need to write an XPath, and top of it we use get text method. So get text is a method which will capture the text from the web element. Okay. So if you want to capture specific row and column, just you need to change the row and column. Suppose I want to capture something called this one, JavaScript. Yes, because this XPath, this is returning the output, right? Get text method will return the text value or string value. That's the reason I'm storing into the variable and then I'm printing it here. So from the web element, I'm capturing the text value that I'm storing in a variable that I'm printing here. Basic question. Okay, now we can see this. Suppose I want to capture the JavaScript which is there in the last row and the third column. So what is the row number here? How to write an XPath? Same TR, TD, but we can just change the numbers. So TR of 7, seventh row, and the third column. See, JavaScript is pointing. So just by changing the row number and TD number, row number and column number, TR is representing the row, TD is representing the column. So just by changing the row number and column number, we can point any of the data in this particular table. Okay. So this is the way we can write an XPath. So whichever data you want to capture from this table, you can just change only row number and the column number. That's it. Okay. Now, suppose I want to read all the data from the table, means all the rows and as all the columns, everything. So then we need to go for looping statement. Okay. So by looping statement, we can read both requirement. Read all the data, read data from all the rows and columns. Read data from all the rows and columns. It is very simple. So this particular statement is reading the data from specific row and specific column, right? Now we need to put this inside the looping statement. And every iteration, we have to pass row number and a column number. Now we need to parameterize the value into the XPath. So here we have hard coded the row number and column number. But this time we have to pass this value dynamically. In every iteration, we have to pass a new row number, a new column number. So it is just like a matrix form. So if I look at the table, it seems matrix form, right? Rows and columns. Seems a two-dimensional array. Even in the two-dimensional array also, we have a same kind of a structure, right? So if you want to read all the rows and columns, we have to go with the nested for loop. Because to increment the number of rows, we have to write one for loop. To increment the columns, we have to write another for loop. So two different for loops are required. Now let me write a for loop. So outer for loop is representing the outer for loop is for what? Repeating the rows. So inner for loop is what? Repeating the columns in every row. So now observe how I'm writing the condition. In outer for loop, integer are equal to, so we already counted number of rows, right? Here it is. So that I'm going to start. So row number one. So row number one is what? Header part. Row number one is a header part. So we ignore it. We will start from the second row because actual data is started from the second row. So what I will do is I will start from the second row because first row I have ignored because it is having header part. Now, how many times we have to repeat depends upon the number of rows. R less than or equal to rows because we already counted number of rows here. So R less than or equal to rows. Every time we have to increase the R value by 1, R plus plus. So this is how we need to write outer for loop. Okay, because rows we already counted. Size is also we already used here. So finally we get the number of rows. So that I can directly use. Now the second for loop is for what? Incrementing the number of columns. So we can start columns from the one itself. 1, 2, 3, 4 columns are there. So enter columns C equal to 1, C less than or equal to number of columns. We already counted here. Number of columns that I'm using. And C plus plus. Every time I'll increase the column number by 1. Now come here. So we have already written one XPath to get exact value, right? That I'm going to copy. So what I will do is to capture the value from specific row and column. First, we need to go to the table. Here, whichever row number and column number we passed, that particular value will be captured by the get text. So instead of passing 5 and 1, here R is representing the row, C is representing the column. Now I will pass this R and C here. Okay. So here I'm passing the R value dynamically. Here I'm passing column value dynamically. So then what will happen in every iteration? These values keeps changing. So accordingly, we will get all the data from the table. Okay. Now, but here the problem is we cannot directly pass the variables inside the XPath. Okay. So R is one variable, C is another variable. We can directly pass the numbers, integers like this, but we cannot directly pass the variables. But how we can solve this problem? So still, if you want to pass the data through the variables, we have to follow a small syntax. What you need to follow is whatever R you specified. Okay. And before and after, first of all, yeah, before and after keep 2 plus and include everything in the double quotes like this. This is a syntax. Okay, keep this R between plus and put everything in the double quotation. This is the XPath syntax. I have not invented this. Okay, this is XPath syntax. If you want to pass parameters into the XPath dynamically, you can pass like this. The variable you can keep between plus and keep everything in the double quotes. Same thing is applicable for C also. You can put C in the double quotes and then add plus before and after C. So this is the way we can pass dynamic values into the XPath. Okay. So you never pass strings into the XPath. You never pass strings into the XPath. Only the index numbers you can pass. Only the index numbers you can pass. So here R value, C value, you cannot directly specify the variables. Instead of specifying the variables, you can keep that in the double quotes along with plus before and after. So now what happens? R value, C value keeps changing in every iteration. And then the new values will be substituted and this will able to capture the text value that I'm going to store in a string. That's the string value. And after that, I will just try to print here. System.out.println, I can just print value. So this is how we can read all the data from the tables, and how we can pass parameters to the XPath. Very, very important. How to pass parameters to the XPath. This is a syntax. Okay, keep that variable in the double quotes first, then add plus before and after the variable. Only two things. Keep the variable in the double quotes. I'll show you one more time. Very simple syntax. First, keep the variable in the double quotes, then add plus before and after the variable. Everything should come under the double quote. This is a syntax. Okay. Now, let us run this. So this is just like a two-dimensional array. What it is called. So this is a syntax of the XPath. Okay, normally, if you take this one, you people are not concentrating actually. So I'm repeating already multiple times. See, if you pass number, let's say here I'm passing 1. Okay, here I'm passing 2. This is the static value. So this will get the data from first row and second column. And here I'm passing 2, here I'm passing 3. And this will get the data from the second row and third column. But how we can pass this value dynamically? Suppose I have something called row number is 2 and column number is 3. Now I want to, instead of passing the hard coded value, I want to pass this variables. I want to pass this variables. So if you want to pass these variables, what you can do is you cannot directly specify R and C like this. You cannot directly specify the variables inside the XPath. So, but how we can pass these variables, the data, how we can pass into XPath. So we need to follow the XPath syntax. So first keep the variable in the double quotes and add plus before and after. Same thing here also. Keep that variable in the double quotes and before and after add plus operator. So now this R value 2 will be substituted here. C value 3 will be substituted here. Okay. So this is how we need to write an XPath. If you want to pass the variables as a parameters, you need to follow the syntax. You understood everyone? Is this clear to everyone? Please confirm in the chat box. So there is no specific name for the syntax. So this is syntax which we have to follow in XPath. If you want to pass parameters to the XPath, we have to follow the syntax. Just put the variable in the two double quotations and you add plus plus before and after. This is the syntax we have to follow. Okay. So very, very important. This will be very, very useful in the coming examples. Just remember this, how to pass parameters into the XPath. Same thing we applied. So now let us execute and see whether it is able to read all the data. Yes. Right. So now we got all the data, but it is not exactly in the tabular form. We just captured the text, right? But if you want to align exactly in the tabular format, so I want to get the data exactly in the same format, in the tabular format, how we can do, we can just slightly design it. Instead of println, you can say only print. And after completion of inner for loop, here you can just write one println. So that will jump to the next line. And after printing the value, you can just give one tab space. When I say /t, it will add one tab space between the data. Okay, or you can say empty value. So this will give add, or else you can put something called /t. So this will also add one tab space after the value. So now you will get exactly the data in the tabular form. Okay, I think this is a forward slash. Okay. So now we can see this is a backward slash we have to use. So this is a Java command, right? Okay. If I put backward slash t after printing the value, it will give one tab space. See now you got exactly in the tabular format. So this is the first row, this is the second row, third row, fourth, fifth, and the sixth row. So we got all the rows except the header part. Okay. So now suppose if you want to print header also, I want to print the header also. Then how we can do this? I just want to print header. So here we are starting from row number 2. We have just ignored the first one, right? So can we put row number 1 here? If you put row number 1, can we get header? Yes or no? According to the table, when I say from the first row, can we get the header part when I start from 1? Actually, we should get header also. But in this table, there is a problem actually. What is the problem? Let me show you. So this is the XPath we have written, right? Go back and see. This is the XPath we have written. So here, whatever row number we specified and TD means table data specified, it is capturing the data from the table. It is just changing the row number and a column number. Okay. Suppose if we put row number 1, row number, because I want to get the header also. So I put row number 1 and table data also, right? TD of 1. So then see 0 element. Why it is 0 element? Because in the first row, there is no TD tags. In the first TR, there are no TD tags, only TH tags are there. Okay. So if you write an XPath like this is valid for all the rows except the first row. Because in the first row, there is no TD tag. In the first row, there is a TH tag. So what is the problem in this? If you put to TH here, then we cannot read the rest of the rows. If you put to TD here, then we cannot read the header because header is having a separate tag and data is also having a separate tag. So that's the reason I have eliminated header part. I have started from the second. Okay. But if you still want to print header, you can simply write one print statement here. Only header, right? You can just print one statement, println. So you can put header like this. So you can put book name. First header is what? Book name. Okay. And then give one tab space and also concatenate. The second column is what? Other. Second column is other. Concatenate. Again, one more tab space. And the next column is what? Subject. Concatenate. And give one more tab space. Concatenate. And the last column is a price. Just print a column names. Okay, now you'll get a column names. Now you can see along with the column names, we got all the data from the table. So this is how we can read data from the table by passing values into XPath or to parameterize the data into XPath. So is this clear, everyone? So to read all the data from the table, we have to use a nested for loop. Fine. Now, let me show you another requirement. Sometimes we have to retrieve the data based upon certain condition. Okay, so let me show you something else. Conditional based, we can also retrieve the data. So here we have written all the data, all the columns. Now my requirement is read data from, okay, read data, or what we can say, I want to print book names whose author is Mukesh. So this is a conditional based. See, in the table, I have multiple books. There are multiple books, but I want to print book names only if the author is Mukesh. So according to this data, how many books are there? How many books are written by Mukesh? Two books. This is the one book and this is another one, right? These two books are written by Mukesh. Now I want to print only book names. They are written by Mukesh. That's my requirement. So how can we do this? We need to think about the logic. So first condition is what? Condition is based upon the name of the author name, right? So I want to print book names. It can be any book, but the author of the book should be Mukesh. That's a condition. So what we need to do now, we have to read each and every author one by one. Wherever you find a Mukesh, from the same row, we have to capture the first column data. And suppose Mukesh is matching here, then immediately capture this book. And next go to the next rows. And here one more time it is matching. So capture this. So like this, we have to repeat each and every other name. And wherever the Mukesh is matching, we have to capture that value. Okay. First thing, let us print author names. How to print these only author names from this table? Let us write an XPath. Only author names I want to print one by one. So author name is in which column? Second column. So the TD should be what? 2. When I say TR of 1, from 2 we will start. So now we can see TR of 2, second row, second column. First author is matching. And suppose I say TR of 3, second author. TR of 4, next author. TR of 5, next one. TR of 6, next one. TR of 7, next one. So just by changing TR number, I will get all the other names one by one, right? So I will try to use this XPath to capture the other names one by one inside the looping statement. Okay. So I will write one first a looping statement. And here I will start R value from 2, R less than or equal to number of rows. All the rows I want to continue. Then R plus plus. And here I'm writing one XPath. Driver dot find element by dot XPath. Okay, here I'm passing the R value, but two values fixed. 2 is fixed dot get text. So this will actually return the author name. So I can say string author name. So here, just by changing row number, we will be able to get the others or not. The column number is constant. 2 we no need to change. But just by changing row number 1, 2, next 3. Okay, just by changing the row number, we are able to get author names. So what I will do, this R value, I will pass here. Instead of 7, I'll pass R value. So then what is the syntax here? Put that in the double quotes, use plus operator before and after. So after that, I will just print other names. Okay, I will just print a other name here. So what this loop will do for now? This loop will read all the others from the table, every other. So let's try to execute and see. We will get all others from the book table. So we captured only others column from all the rows. Yeah, perfect. Now we got all the others. One by one, we are getting into the looping statement. But this is not our requirement. What is our requirement? If this particular author name is Mukesh, then we will capture the book name. So instead of printing, what I will do, I will put one condition. What is the condition? If this particular author name dot equals Mukesh. Okay, if the author name is Mukesh, so then what we should do? If author name is Mukesh, what we should do? Suppose here I put 7. Where is the Mukesh? Second row, for example. Okay, now it is pointing to second row and the second column. Second row, second column. is Amit. Third row. Third row and second column is Mukesh. Now this XPath is matching with Mukesh. Now I captured a Mukesh. What is our requirement? If he is a Mukesh, then I want to capture the data from the book name. I want to capture the book name. Again, it is the same row. It is the same row, but the column value is one, column value is one. So in the second column, author name is there. First column, book name is there. So this XPath is matching for what? Mukesh. Then on the same row, that means on the same third row, we have to capture the first value, first column, that is the book name. So what I will do is I capture the author name by using this XPath. If author name is equal to Mukesh, then from the same row, I will capture the first column data. And that becomes the book name. You understood now? Everybody's understood this condition? Okay, so first I have captured the author name. If he is a Mukesh, then immediately what I have done? Same row, whatever row we have referred, same row, but we went to first column and captured the book name. I think this book name variable we already used somewhere. Comment this. Okay, now I got a book name. So then I will print here system.out.println book name. That's it. So every row, only row value will be incrementing, but here the column values are constant. So we no need to write another for loop, just one for loop is enough. Now just observe, it is just returning the books which are written by the cache. So this is a way we can also retrieve the data based on the condition. Yeah, now you can see learn Java, master in Selenium. So I got a book names. But along with this book names, I want to also print other name. We already captured the other name, right? Can I print it here? Yes. Give one tab space and then concatenate it with the other name. So now I'll get a two columns, book name plus other name. Okay, perfect. So this is the book name is Mukesh, book name and also Mukesh. So this is how we can also read the data based on the condition. So first we capture other names and then compare with Mukesh. If it is equal, then capture the book name and print it. If other than Mukesh, if we get any other, the condition become false, then again it will go up and repeat the loop. So everybody's understood this, how to retrieve the data based on the condition. Everything is XPath, guys. If you know the XPath, how to create and how to use, everything will be easy. Yeah, /t is representing the one tab space. So this is just a one tab space. After printing the book name, it will give you one space, then it will print author name. So this is actually Java /t. It will give you Java /t. If there is a duplicate Mukesh, it will count all the Mukesh. See, Mukesh is duplicated right here and here. Two times are repeated. So that's the reason it is returning two books. It is returning two books. Have you seen the output? In the output, it is displaying two books. No problem. Even it is a duplicated, it is counting all the Mukesh. The question is doesn't make any sense actually because I already put two times. Mukesh is repeated two times here and here. Duplicate. You can have n number of times. Doesn't matter. It will read all the books from Mukesh. Okay. So now let me show you another requirement on the same table. So here, the last column, you have a prices. For each book, there is a one some prices there. Now I want to capture all the prices and I want to find the total price of the books. That's my another requirement. Here is only first name, but what if both makes has a different last name? You can use contains method. Instead of equals, you can use contains method. Equals method exactly match with this string. Okay, if you have a first name and last name totally different, then you can use contains method, and whichever is common, you can put that. Everything is depends on the methods, okay, how we can use effectively. Right. Now, let's see how we can find total price of all the books. So how we can get it? So first we need to capture the price for each book. Then finally we have to find out total price. But first of all, we have to capture the prices for every book. Right. So let us see how we can achieve this. Next one. Find total price of all the books. Find the total price. First of all, we have to capture the prices for every book. So what I can do is I can write one XPath for this. Which column it is? Fourth column. So first go to the second row and fourth column. So 300 is matching. Just to change only row number. Column number is constant. So only just change the row number. I said 3. Now 500 matching. 4. Then 300 is matching. When I say fifth row, 3000 is matching. Sixth row, 2000 matching. Seventh row, 1000 matching. Just by changing the row number, we are getting the prices, right? Same XPath we can use. So same loop, same concept, but slightly we have to change. Okay, so here instead of other name, we will get the price. So we are passing the row number, and what is the column number of price? 4. That we can specify here. Let's try to print the prices. Okay, I'm just printing the price. See, you got all the prices. So when you capture the value from the web application, everything will be in the string format. So even though it is displaying the numbers, when you read the data by using getText, the getText method is always written the string format data. So if the data is in string format, can we do arithmetic operations? Can we find total? If the data is in string format, can we find the total of the prices? No. No. If it is in string format, we cannot find total price because it will be concatenated basically. When I use plus operator, it will be concatenated. So what we should do now, we should convert this price into number format, integer format, right? Then we can add. So what I will do, instead of printing the price, I will take a one variable here, total, integer, total equal to, I'm making it 0 initially. Now what I will do is, here I will write an expression. Total equal to total plus, because every time whatever I'm getting a price, I will add the price to the total value. But if I add like this, it is a syntax error. Why? Because the total is an integer variable, whereas price is a string type of variable. So we cannot perform arithmetic operations. So we need to convert the price into numeric format. How to convert? How to convert? Yes, in Java, we already learned it. Integer dot percent of price. So we converted this into integer format and then we have added to the total. And after that, so after completion of the for loop, because in every iteration you are getting new price, that will be added to the total. And once the loop is completed, this total variable contains a total price. So after exiting from the for loop, here we have to print the total. Total price of the books. Here I'll print the Okay, 7,100. Fine. So this is how we can handle web table. So we can do different type of operations, depends upon our requirement and depends upon the test case. So everybody's understood how to handle static web table. How to handle the static web table. So how to find the rows, how to find the columns, how to find the data, how to read specific row and column data, how to read all the rows and columns data. Everybody's clear? Yes. Now, based on this, I'll give you an assignment today, and rest of the tables we will discuss in the next sessions. Dynamic table, pagination, we will see in the next class. And the today's session, I'll give you an assignment. You guys can try this. So this is a web application, blazedemo.com. Go to this website. Okay, so here it is just like a booking a ticket functionality. So here we already know how to handle the drop downs. In the last class, we already seen. So what you have to do is from this particular page, select the departure city, whichever city you want. Select a destination city from the drop down and click on the find flights. Then you will see the table. And in this table, what you have to do is you have to find the lowest price in the table. Lowest price. So there are multiple prices are there. Which one is the lowest? $200 is the lowest price. And once you find the lowest price, go to that row and click on the choose this flight. Whichever is lowest, you need to click on that. Okay, now you will get another form. In this, you can fill all this data, first name, address, city, state, all these are all normal input boxes. Again, this is the drop down box. Put some dummy data and check box and then click on the purchase flight. So once you click on the purchase flight, you will see this message. Thank you for your purchase today. So you have to validate this message. We have to validate this message. So this is a one test case you have to automate. And the major challenging thing is finding the lowest price in the table. And this price may not be in the third row. Sometimes it will be in the first row. Sometimes the lowest price will be the last row. Sometimes the lowest price will be in the middle of the row. Wherever it is, you need to find it. For that, one logic we need to implement. What we need to do is we need to capture the prices information, all prices, into an array variable. We have to create one array. All prices we have to capture in that particular array. And after that, we have to sort that array, sorting of elements. So once you sort an elements, you will get the lowest to highest, right? So first value you have to take from array. Okay, let me explain the logic. Just try to implement this. Because we already know Java, arrays, concept, everything. So we have to implement here. See, whatever topics we learn in Java, we are going to implement. See, these are the current prices which we have. So we need to capture all the prices into array. So for example, let's say this is my array I have taken. So 472, 432, 200, 765, 233. Okay, so first we need to capture all the elements one by one into array variable. Now we need to sort these elements by using arrays dots to sort method is there, built-in method. Once you sorted, now all the values will be ordered in ascending order. Once you arrange them in the ascending order, first value will be 200. The rest of the values will be added. So once you sorted, okay, you need to capture the first value 200. Okay, and wherever 200 is matching, you need to read each and every value. Wherever the 200 is matching, you need to go there and click on this link or button. In the same row, you have to click on this button. This is a logic you have to implement. I will upload the solution also. First, try yourself, your own self. And whenever you get a doubt, just refer my example. And rest of the thing is everything is same, normal flow. Only this is the tricky stuff, but other than this, everything is a normal flow. Okay, just go back and here is a starting point. So you need to select the departure city and destination city from the drop downs, whichever you want. Click on the find flights, then you'll get a table. Find the lowest price and click on the choose this flight and fill all the details. Click on the purchase flight, then verify this message. This message is correctly displayed or not. At least a thank you message should be there. Can you do it? So this is the assignment for today. Try this. I will also upload the solution for this. And if you have any doubt or if you stuck somewhere, you can go through my solution. You will understand. At least the sorting technique you can understand. Okay. So let us stop here for today's session. Tomorrow we will discuss other things, dynamic table along with the pagination. We will see in the tomorrow session. Okay. So one more thing, when you're converting that into array, I think you don't need to convert actually, because let me tell you. So when you read these prices into array, it will come as a string actually, because the first character is a dollar. So you will read all the values in the form of strings. And those strings also you can sort, right? Even you can sort, because the dollar is the same for every value. So anyway, it is sorting based on the values only. So string array you can sort. String array you can sort. So you no need to convert this into numbers. Not at all needed. Just capture this data in the single dimension array, then sort it and capture the first value from array. That will be the 200, and go to this link and click on it. So you no need to convert this into number, nothing, no need. Because we can also sort a string arrays, right? Sort method will work for strings also. So there is no necessity of converting the data. So you can just follow as it is. Fine. So that's all for today. I'll stop here. Tomorrow we will discuss one table which is dynamic as well as pagination, both in one single table. But practice this today's session. You need to understand this. Otherwise, you can't understand the pagination table. But in the pagination table, there are so many things we need to understand. Something new stuff we will learn in the pagination table. All right. So that's all for today. I'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue.